its jungle. His roar echoed with power, commanding respect and sometimes fear from every creature that heard it. His mane, a glorious crown, symbolized his status and strength. That small gesture sparked a connection between them, a bond that defied the boundaries of species and instinct. Day by day, the lion regained his strength under Luna's watchful eyes. His sheer size alone made him a formidable asset, not to mention the hunting skills and strength he brought to their pack. However, Fang was also cautious. He knew that, while the lion had adapted to their ways, a part of him, perhaps a big part, still yearned for his former life. The lion, hearing the commotion, rushed to their aid. His paws, claws extended, raked across their faces. In that moment, something inside him shifted. The confusion, the forgetfulness, it all seemed to melt away, leaving behind a surge of raw instinct. With a final defiant snarl, the lion watched as they slunk away into the shadows. For the first time in what felt like forever, he remembered his kind, his strengths, his heritage. He was the king of the jungle, the mightiest of the cats, and he knew it. His paws became paws, his hands became claws. His awkward gait transformed into a lithe, predatory stance. In a flash, it wasn't just a large beast, he was a king in full regalia. His size and ferocity struck fear into their enemies, while his intelligence and patience yielded bountiful results. Under his guidance, the wolf pack thrived. They had not only defended their territory, but also rediscovered their extraordinary companion. He ensured the safety of the nearby jungle, keeping it free from poachers and harm. Remember, sometimes the strongest power lies not in remembering who you were, but in choosing who you become. If you liked this story, don't forget to show your support. Until next time, keep an eye on our channel. There's always a new adventure waiting around the corner. Thank you for watching. See you soon. He became a bridge between the two worlds, a symbol of unity between the wolves and the animals in the jungle. He chose neither life over the other, but instead found a way to blend them. The lion, once lost and alone, now stood at the center of two thriving communities, a testament to resilience, adaptation, and the enduring power of love and loyalty. He chose to become the king of the wolves, not by birthright, but by choice. The lion basked in their admiration, yet a part of him remained troubled. The memory that had returned also brought a deep sadness. He remembered his pride, his kingdom, the responsibilities that came with being a lion. They yelped, surprised by the ferocity of their opponent, but they were bigger and stronger than the wolves. Soon, the lion found himself cornered, his back against a tree. Fear flickered in his eyes, but it was quickly replaced by a steely resolve. With a mighty roar, he launched himself into the fray. The question was, when that part of him, that royal instinct, re-emerged, would the lion leave the pack behind? He learned their ways, how to hunt by the scent of the earth, how to communicate through a series of whines and growls, even how to run on all fours again, albeit a bit clumsily. On one side was the life he had reclaimed. On the other side was the life he had built with the wolves, the life of a friend, a mate. He loved both, but could he have both? It was Fang. The wolves, alerted by the commotion, quickly assembled. What they found sent a wave of fear through the pack. A group of stray dogs, larger and meaner than any they'd seen before, had attacked Fang. They snarled, their eyes gleaming with malice. His wisdom was sought after. His courage was legendary. He saw the spark of intelligence in the beast's cloudy eyes, the regal bearing that spoke of a noble past. He knew that this was no ordinary animal. It was a king in disguise, a king who had lost his way and forgotten his true identity. To be in the presence of the king was both an honor and a lesson in humility. But fate, as it often does, had a different plan for the king. She loved him, not just as a friend, but as a mate. Yet she knew that a wolf and a lion are as different as night and day. Their lives, their instincts, their very natures were at odds. Could they truly be together? During a fierce battle with a rival pride, the king was gravely wounded. As darkness closed in, he managed to crawl under a thorny bush, seeking solace and hiding his regal pelt. Unlike the others, she didn't recoil in fear at the sight of the strange beast. Instead, she felt a surge of empathy. Every day, she would sneak closer, bringing him small gifts, a dead rabbit here, a freshly caught fish there. Slowly, tentatively, the lion began to accept her offerings, drawn not just by the food, but by the kindness in the wolf's eyes. When he awoke, disoriented and weak, he found himself alone. Days turned into nights, and the king, unable to remember who he was or where he belonged, wandered aimlessly. His magnificent mane was matted with dirt, his once piercing eyes clouded with confusion. As weeks passed, the king grew thinner and more desperate. Finally, his weary paws led him to a secluded part of the forest. And there, nestled among the trees, was a wolf pack. Wolves, creatures often viewed as wild and untamable, were wary of the stranger. They saw a large, strange beast, unlike any they'd seen before. A beast who didn't speak their language, a beast who walked on 2 legs instead of 4, a beast who seemed lost and alone. Yet something about this beast, despite his strange ways, intrigued them. There was a dignity about him, a silent sadness that touched their wild hearts. Amongst the wolves was a young female named Luna. One night, as the moon bathed the forest in its silvery light, the lion, overcome with gratitude, nudged Luna with his head, a silent thank you. As the months rolled by, the wolfpack leader, a grizzled old male named Fang, noticed the change in the lion. Fang, wise beyond his years, understood the value of the lion's presence. Meanwhile, Luna couldn't help but worry about the lion. One evening, as the sky blazed with the colors of sunset, a blood-curdling scream shattered the peace. The wolves, outnumbered and outmatched, were in a tight spot. The stray dogs, taken aback by the sudden appearance of this strange, powerful beast, hesitated for a moment. It was all the opening the lion needed. As the dogs closed in, their growls echoing menace, the lion's eyes flashed with primal power. The dogs, sensing the change, their earlier bravado vanished. They cowered, their tails tucked between their legs. As the other wolves gathered around him, their eyes shining with admiration and awe, the lion looked at them, his own eyes filled with wonder. That night, as the stars twinkled above the forest, the wolves celebrated. Over the next few days, a turmoil raged within the lion. As dawn broke over the horizon, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson, the lion made his decision. He shared his wisdom and strength with the pack, teaching them new hunting techniques and defending them against outside threats. At the same time, the lion didn't forget his roots. Years went by. Luna and the lion had a litter of cubs, strong, healthy wolf-lion hybrids who roamed the forest, embodying the unity of their parents' 2 worlds. So friends, this is our story idea. We hope you enjoyed it.